everyone. I am going to do like I do each week and give people a chance to come in, get this stream shared to their timelines. I'm going to share it in a couple of places too, but good evening and welcome back. I want to thank you guys for joining me. And if you see, I have two beauties with me tonight. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Let me go ahead and share. Hey Gary, you all bright and early tonight. So you guys know that I do my podcast mainly to give people something to do. We're stuck in the house for COVID. And there's three entities to my podcast. We have Live Through It, which I am hopefully here to help you guys live through any tragedies in life, any hard times in life. You know, my thing is if I touch just one person and help them to live through it and not just be alive, then you will be able to do that. Then we have the other part of my podcast, which is Jacoby's Heart. So if you know me and you've visited the podcast before, you know that my son was murdered in 2018, and I started a foundation to help the siblings who have been murdered or who have died, because watching my daughter, I recognized that she suffered, but she didn't want to bother her parents. And people really look to the parents, but they don't really look after the children. And then we have the Fleet DJs, which I am the manager, the assistant manager over the Two Fly division, which focuses on females in the industry. So tonight, part of my podcast is focusing on two females in the industry. We have Miss MJ Baker, who I've known for a while, and I'm going to let them give their own bios because I do believe in letting folks toot their own horns. And we have a newcomer to me, Miss Gemini. All right, so ladies, I am going to start with MJ and let her tell us about her, tell us where we can follow her, and let us know any things that she has going on right now. All right, Miss MJ.
Okay. Well, I am MJ Baker, and I am an independent singer-songwriter living in Jacksonville, Florida. I have. Sorry.
Yes, I hear it. I hear it.
So can you come back to me?
I sure can. And you know what, guys? That is the joy of live broadcasting. And because I just have to do this live, that is what is exactly is going to happen. MJ's going to work on her sound. Miss Gemini, are you ready to give your bio?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
Well, I'm Gemini. I'm from Miami. Living in Atlanta. I'm an artist.
I'm
and
an artist and a songwriter,
a musician.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
Now. Come on, toot your horn now. So you're an artist.
I wasn't done.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say. My bad.
So
just been through a lot
in my life,
and I never really talked about a lot of it because I tried to be numb to my emotions and just move on. But now I'm at the point where my emotions are very important when it comes to my music and expressing myself. Because I realize that things are meant to be felt so that you can help others feel and heal as well. So this is really where I am. Some of my music might get ratchet, might not be ratchet. It is what it is. But overall artistic expression is my goal.
So you guys know that, boy, I should have brought some tissue. I could just hear it all in you. I can hear it all in your voice. I can hear it coming out of you. And that's something that Chris did not tell me, but I knew it was something. I listened to your other songs and I could hear something in it, like the one he tagged me in today. So we are definitely going to focus on the indie music, but we're definitely going to focus on the live through it part, because I think we all have a testimony. You know what I'm saying? I think that we've all been through things, but I also know that some people have been through things that affected them harsher than other people, but also they allow those things to be their muse. You know what I'm saying? They don't allow those things to crush their creativity. What they do is allow those things to promote their creativity. All right, talk to me, MJ. Let's see what's happening over there.
Okay, I got me headphones. Does this work?
That's working. Go ahead and talk to us. All right, so we back with Miss MJ, y'all. She's gonna give us a little bit about her and just toot your horn. That's all I ask.
Okay. Well, again, MJ Baker. I've been in the industry, I guess the independent singer-songwriter for 10 years now. But I grew up singing, and I have quite a few projects out there. Two EPs, three EPs actually, and one album. And I'm working on a project. And I would say to what Gemini said, as far as like how you write, it's always from life experiences, whether it's mine or someone else's. And so sometimes it's going to be very thought-provoking, and sometimes it's going to be very fun. And so I'm enjoying this journey.
All right, variety is the spice of life.
Yes,
I think that for women artists, there is this stigma against how you present yourself. And we all know what sex sells. So we're stuck with doing things that are from our heart, doing things that, could mean something else. And we're also stuck with trying to be successful. So my question to you ladies is, first of all, you said you're from Miami. Gemini, where are you from, MJ?
I'm from Jacksonville.
Okay, that's what I told you. She asked me, she says, where's MJ from? I said, Jacksonville. And I said, let me ask her, because I met her in Jacksonville. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's from Jacksonville. So you are a Jacksonville native. Whoop, whoop.
Yes.
All right. So with that said about the females in the industry, what types of obstacles have you ladies faced being a female in the industry? So that's the first question. So I'm going to tell you, for me, I'm a female DJ and I meet obstacles all the time. From the time that I graduated from college, when I was in radio, it was all about who you was willing to sleep with to move up to the top. I was a radio co-host for the morning show. One day, a new woman came in. I was a news girl. She had taken my spot. And that thing bothered me forever. It bothered me so much, I actually went into corporate America. I gave up the industry and said, it's not something that I can compete in. It's not something I can do. So for being a female DJ, I've gotten turned down on jobs. People like, well, let me see your equipment. Where have you DJed before? Something they would never ask a man. So as a female, what obstacle have you guys had to overcome to be able to stay in the industry and keep creating? Gemini, you can go first.
Well, definitely producers not giving me my music, pretending up front, like, I just believe in you. I want to work with you. I want to see you rise. Right. You just realize they're really shady. And then they start to ask you for favors. They're like, man, I'm putting all this work. What are you doing for me? It's like, wait a minute. That's not what we talked about. Even when I talked about paperwork, it was like, we don't have to do that. Come on, I believe in you. Let's just. They try the finesse game, and then you record music, and they don't give it to you, and you gotta just move on and just start over. Because is that or giving in?
So they won't even let you pay for it to get it.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter.
Oh, wow.
They're just as shady as they want to be.
What about you, MJ?
Okay. First of all, girl, don't let them. You gotta get that paperwork first. But I would definitely say, when I first started, well, which I feel like we all should, we all are gonna have those moments where people are gonna say, "Well, hey, would you do this for free?" For exposure and different things like that. But when a person comes to you for the fourth or fifth time, I think that's where you need to say, "No, I think you need to start paying me." You should start paying me. And I think also for me, the whole "I believe in you, girl. You got a great voice, girl. You got it, girl." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they asking me out on a date. And I'm just like, I just want to work. I don't want to date you. I just recently had a conversation with with a band coworker, and he tried for so long to get with me, and and just sexual innuendos. And so one day I just said to him, "Listen, I don't want you. I don't want to have sex with you. I don't want none of that. I don't want you to touch me. I just want. Can we just work? Because you're really good at what you do." And
I see you choosing your words very, very carefully there.
But I was like, I still want to work with you, but I need you to stop.
Yeah.
And the person, and when we had that conversation, he was like, "So you serious? You don't want to have sex with me?" And I was like, "No, bruh,
Duh.
I don't."
That's so crazy.
And he was like, "So you're not attracted to me?" Like, he just kept
So
asking me
basically, it's the same. It's like they come in, they come at you, they say you're great, but then at the end of the day, they want sex. Period.
Right.
Okay. So what has that done for you guys as a female? For me, initially, it was very crushing. I wanted my work ethic to speak for itself. I wanted my talent to speak for itself. So it kind of slowed me down a lot. How did it affect you guys when it occurred?
For me, definitely handling my business, paperwork, all of that extra talking, friendly stuff, hanging out at the studio. It's just something I no longer do because I realize when you leave a little crack in the door, even just to be kind or just to think like, yeah, we're professionals, but we could also like just have a casual conversation. No, like business is business. If I'm not recording, I'm not at the studio.
Yeah.
If you're not giving me my music, if you're not working with me, we have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And at some point, they may look at you like, a B word, but
Huh.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
They
You gotta
look
do
at
what you
you
gotta
like that
do.
and they call you that.
Exactly. But they only call you that when they can't get what they want.
So here's a question. Do you believe that that's how, this is a general question, most females make it?
No.
But
I mean, for me, I don't think. Now, do I think they have to deal with a lot? Like, probably have to suppress a lot. Um, have to put up with some unnecessary things. Maybe turn their head or not say things when they should. Yeah. Um, but I don't think everybody had to sleep their way to the top.
Okay, got
But I don't feel like everybody had to sleep their way to the top. But do I feel like somebody had to deal with someone inappropriately brushing up against you, or saying something crazy to you? different things like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, even for me now, I have to I have to check and see, did you not see my titty right there? Or were you trying to cop a feel?
Right.
I have to check. I have to check
Yeah.
and
Because if
look
you
at
let
them
it
and say,
go, they're
"Excuse
gonna keep
me."
doing it.
Correct, and say, "Excuse me," and they say, "Oh, boo." Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So with that said, have you been able to date successfully and pursue your career? Ugh. Okay, I'll start.
Oh.
For me, when I first started, I was married, and it did put a damper on my marriage. I was unfortunately married to a man that wasn't very supportive. He did not. Um, he just didn't like all the guys being around me. I mean, I'm in a male-dominated industry with DJs, so
right,
they're gonna be around me. Some try to talk to me, but most of them are my brothers in DJing. You know what I'm saying? But it was hard for him to support me to be there. When I used to say, if you would just come and stand on the stage with me or be there, then I mean, nobody would try to talk to me. Like, you could avoid
Right.
this, but nevertheless, I've been divorced for 4 years now, and it's still been a problem. So it ain't just him. So I just tend to run into dudes that just don't want the competition. They don't want to compete with the males that are, if they're just partying or asking for songs or just buying me drinks or carrying my equipment, um, they don't want to compete with that. And I feel like for me, being a female DJ, it has really put a damper on my dating life. Amongst other things. But I think that's the foremost. I had a guy on, and he was like, "I'm sure it's one of them DJ dudes you screwing," and I was just like,
So
I mean, that's just perception. That's perception
right.
is not only his reality. It made me see that it could be the reality of a lot of males that just don't want to be dealing with a woman in the industry. So I went first.
Okay.
okay. Well, I would definitely say I don't believe that my career personally has anything to do with the lack of success of my previous relationships because in hindsight, they were just small people. I've
Amen.
literally had men be like, "Ugh, you're always growing," or "You just know how to do so much," like with such a
Yeah.
disgusting face, and I'm like, "Why are you disgusted? We're supposed to be a team."
Right.
So I personally don't believe that my career is what affected my relationship. Just me being who I am and being strong in who I am and knowing
That's
who I am
good.
That's
has
good. That's
intimidated
real
That's
people
good.
real. That's good,
enough for
girl.
me to see the difference between like, okay, you're just a small person. No matter
Right.
what I do, if I'm reading a book, you're gonna be mad. You know,
Hmm. I
I
Yeah.
don't
love
think
that.
it's my career at all.
That was very insightful. Go
That
ahead,
was
Joe.
really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I would say for me, I was in a relationship for 6.5 years, and and growing as an artist. So my career did not affect the relationship. Other things affected the relationship. So it wasn't growth, because we were both very good supporters of each other, but it was other things. Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't that.
So speaking of which, how long have you been in the industry, MJ?
So seriously, 10 years.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so not seriously, like how long you said you've been singing?
All my life.
And how long you
But
been
then
playing
I
it? But then you what?
but then I took it seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how long you been playing the guitar?
Ooh. Probably like 5.
Really? Are you self-taught?
I am.
I've always wanted to ask you that.
I am self-taught, but I'm a lazy musician. I'm one of those musicians that pick up the guitar and and I'll learn a song and then I'll forget about the song and then I'll learn it again. And I mean, you have some that play every day for hours every single day, and I'm not that person
Okay.
because I have so many other things that I'm trying that I do. So, but I love the guitar though.
All right. And Miss Jim, now you said you were a musician as well. What instruments do you play?
Oh, just this one.
Ah,
Which
yeah,
one?
the
This one.
throat,
The throat.
her,
Oh, that makes you a musician. My man,
yeah,
I hear you.
her
I hear you. How
vocals,
long
Yeah.
yeah.
have you been a musician, an artist?
Um, Seriously, about 2 years. I
Okay.
grew up in the church, singing all my life. Um, I was the first member at a church I attended in Vegas, and for years I was the lead singer there.
Okay.
But eventually, I just decided to actually start going to the studio. And the only reason I stuck to only singing at church before was because those were safe emotions to feel. Once you walk
Mm.
out the door and you think about your childhood baggage and your turmoil, you don't want to sing about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had to come to grips with the fact that it's what I'm made to do. And if I don't do it, no one hears my story, which is my right. It's my birthright to tell my story.
You know what? That is just so beautiful, and I'm glad that you didn't wait till you were my age to do so. Um,
Right.
What you,
I
24, 25?
Yeah, girl,
Yeah, don't crack
about
it,
20
don't
years ago.
crack.
Right.
So I think that I got to get myself together right quick. So I'm trying not to cry here. So I think that's so beautiful what you just said, and it's about the journey that I'm on as well. I struggle every time I get ready to do this show. Am I going to focus on Live Through It? Am I going to focus on Jacoby's Heart? Am I going to focus on the indie artists? And I ask myself, what do people want to hear about? You know what I'm saying? I hear people, say they don't want to hear sad stuff. You need to really entertain people. But I also believe, like you, that my story is supposed to be told, not for
Right.
sympathy, not for empathy, but maybe to help someone else who has been through the same thing, or
Right.
to help someone else who has not been through the same thing. They may be going through something smaller and saying, well, dang, if she has been through something bigger, I can still make it. Or somebody that has been through the same exact thing to say, if she can do it, then I can do it. So for me, I'm using my pain as a purpose as well, and I'm connecting with people like you and like MJ who have a testimony, who have stuck out the industry, who has persevered. MJ, she one of my favorites. Her music is very soothing to me. Her voice, just the way she talks, everything is calm about her. But I'm noticing the same thing about you, Gemini. Your spirit is very calm and just very direct, and you really know where you are, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. All
Thank
right,
you.
next question, guys. Who inspired you to do music?
Hmm.
Or what was your inspiration? Because there may not be an individual. I do understand that. So I'll say, who inspired you, or what's your inspiration? Like, you know how some people wake up. How did you know you could sing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where did this come from? Like, MJ, go ahead.
Just, oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, I would just say as a little girl, I just remember being in choir because my
Same.
mother was like, you don't need to be home on a Saturday. Like it was just like, and then you go to church and you discover you have this voice and they give you the solos. My first solo was about Easter. It was on Easter Sunday. I was 7 years old, and ever since then,
It's
I
been
was in love.
You was in love.
I was like, I want to do a solo every Sunday now.
Now I have a funny story about that. So my first solo was Christmas, and whew, I did not want to do it, and it was Silent Night.
Uh huh.
And when it got up to my part, nothing came out.
Oh man.
I know. I was a little girl around 7 or 8, and I just practiced. Practice went phenomenal. And when I got up to that mic, and that was it for me. I mean, I've heard people tell me throughout my life you could sing. I've even recorded some tracks, but it's just, I just wonder, when I see, people or artists just, continue at it, where does that come from? You know what I'm saying? That makes you want to keep creating, keep writing. So, what about you, Gemini?
For me, I would definitely say I've been singing in church all my life, but what inspires me daily is being so full of emotion. I'm such an empath
Yeah, me too.
that I take it all in, and I wasn't used to expressing, so I was just full of so much energy and so much emotion. And when I write poetry or when I write music or when I write stories, it's just the best way for me to get it out in a creative way to where I can paint the picture that's in my mind.
That's
Because
great.
sometimes even my words can't accurately describe what I'm trying to say. So I just find the best way to get it out. Sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a poem. I can turn it into a song. But for the most part, I'm just inspired by life, to be honest. My path has been one of a lot of enlightenment and a lot of personal insight and self development from the time I was a child. So I've always been very present. And now that I'm feeling my feelings and being present, I have to channel it in the greatest way. And I know that for me, music is one of the conduits to be able to do this.
I tell you what, conduits. I always say music is the catalyst to the soul.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what mood you're in, if you hear a happy song versus a sad song versus a ratchet song, you know what I'm saying? It can change your whole day. It can make it better, it can make it worse. So I do believe it's a conduit. I like that word too, as far as the catalyst. All right. So, what is your creative process like? So, I know that you use emotions and you like to write, but what is a ritual that you guys do to get it flowing? Because MJ, did I see something on yours that you were starting to help other people with singing lessons?
With songwriting.
With songwriting, I meant. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So, what, MJ, is your creative process like? That is so intriguing to me when it comes to artists.
I feel like my creative process is spontaneous. I get once I get inspired by something, and then it just grabs hold of me, and then I can just begin writing. Whether I can be out in public and see something, or somebody can be telling a story, and I'll just grab my phone and start writing something really quickly, whether it's an idea or, hey, oh, that's a good idea for a song, or whatever the case may be. So it's not a situation, I guess it's very, unless I know, I guess for me, it's like, unless I know that I'm getting ready to work on a project, unless I know that, like, so for example, I'm currently working on a project, I'm in the studio. So before I went to the studio, I went ahead and started, I just said, okay, I'm going to write 2 songs. My goal is to write 2 songs a week until I find the songs that I want to put out for this project. And so so with that, I would kind of wake up in the morning, and that would be my time of prayer and meditation. I would just grab my guitar and start playing some chords until I felt inspired, to play. So for me, it just, if I have something specific that I am, looking to deal with, I find that my inspiration, I love to write in the morning and I love to write late at night, but the inspiration can come in the middle of the day as well. So, I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Better?
Yes.
Maybe if I, take the mute button off. My bad. Gemini, did we go over your creative process? I'm telling y'all, I have adult ADHD like it's nobody's business. Did we do you yet, Gemini?
No.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead. Y'all
So
gonna have to help me help y'all.
it's all good. We all here together. For the most part, honestly, when I hear a beat, it's like a radio in my head. I remember there was a road trip I took. I went to see my sister in Tampa, and I was coming back up here to Atlanta. And I drove for 7 hours with no radio on in the car because I had music in my head. I'm not crazy, y'all. It's just in there. It is what it is. But sometimes, even just when I hear a beat, I hear the song already. The hardest part is getting it out of my head without overthinking it. I'm such a Capricorn. Forgive
Yeah.
me. And sometimes story writing helps me be more detailed when I do go and write a song, but it's just spontaneous as well. Like, I could be angry and I've written a whole song, bridge and everything in 8 minutes, just angry. And just came out. I could be happy. It just depends on the moment. Um, and being a very present person, it has to be in the moment. I'm learning to go back to my past and channel things, but right now it's just all very spontaneous.
Well, let me tell y'all something. I don't like the voices in my head. I mean, I don't like silence. I constantly have to have something going. So if it's not music, it has to be an audio book or it has to be the radio, something. And I've heard that that does stifle your creative process because
Yes, it
you're
does.
not listening to yourself, you're listening to everything else.
Right. So Gemini, you're a Capricorn?
Yes.
Girl, I'm a Capricorn.
I knew it was something about
Greatness is in the
y'all.
Girl,
room.
Energy
shut
is just the
up.
same.
We're
Well, and
very
then
grounded.
also I don't listen to music in my car.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. I
Yeah.
don't listen to it either because like when I'm driving long distances and stuff like that, I don't want I don't know. I just don't like every once in a while I will listen to music. But
Do you think that it will interfere? Like, if you're creating something, you may pull it from what you've heard?
yes,
Yeah,
Hmm.
I can
and
see
I
that.
want it to be totally pure. Or I might hear something or I might listen to something and it may actually spark something. So I end up turning the I end up not even finishing the song
Mm.
because then I'll get caught in my head and then the next thing I know, I'm like, ooh, okay, I hear something for myself. Let me, okay, girl, you know, and then I get to going.
All right. So, who would you young ladies like to collab with? It could be an indie artist. It could be a national recording artist, international. Have you guys, because both of you are solo artists,
Hmm.
and MJ, have you done anything with anybody else? Yeah, you've done a couple EPs, right?
Yes, I've done like with like with LP, hip hop artists,
But
but
mostly yours are
not like
solos. Your
yeah.
albums, yeah. What about, so who would you like to collab with? Have you ever thought about that? Or you like being solo?
No, I would love to write with. So like here in Jacksonville, there are a couple of female artists that I would love to do some music with. Maybe do a single with Marquita Williams. She
Okay.
just came out with her single called I'm Okay.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And Tremaine, Miss Tremaine, if you know who she's very poppy, which I love that about her. And
I'm writing them down so I can look it up.
and then on a bigger scale, I would well they're big, but on a well-known level, I would love to collab with Tiana Taylor.
Oh
And
yes.
I would just like to sit in a writing session with Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh yes.
Right now, she's my favorite songwriter. I just love the stories that she tells. I love how she just effortless. You know, she can sing, but for me, I'm lyrics, and I don't care. From everything that she writes, it has something in it. It's substance. Even the fun songs have
Like her new
substance. So,
album.
yes, hotels, honey, hotels.
I'm
Awesome.
Can I get a hoe? Can I get a hoe?
I'm torn on I love Jasmine Sullivan. I love everything about her, her writing, her look. I don't know.
What about the hotels you don't like? Let's talk
I
about this.
I just think that it's glorifying it in a way that I'm not able to relate to.
Hmm.
And I think that what age group do you think that she's reaching?
Probably 20s.
Right. So I think for younger girls, because I mentor young girls,
Hmm.
it's that lifestyle is so acceptable and it's glorified.
But have you heard all the songs?
I did. I mean,
Really?
maybe I didn't listen to them with a open mind.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I was already judging when I saw the title when I heard her on the Breakfast
Yeah,
Club.
you gotta listen again. It's
listen
awesome.
again. Well, the only reason I say that is because I'm in my 40s, and like I can relate to, it's a song on there where she talks about here I am again, drunk again, sleeping with. I got friends like that in their
I mean,
40s.
I've been like that in my 40s. I mean, that's not the point that that's not the point that am trying to make. It's real. I'm not saying it's
Right.
not real
Right, right,
at all.
right.
That's not what I'm trying to get. I just think that, like I said, I'll listen again and,
Okay.
try to hear. What do you want me to hear? Tell me what you want me to hear. And I'll try to listen with that ear.
No, I just think if you don't hear your story in it, then it's not for you.
I heard my story.
You heard your story?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then why you don't, I don't understand.
We're going to move on.
Oh,
Gemini. So who would you like to collab with? We'll get back to me in a
Definitely,
second.
definitely Tiana Taylor. I
Yes.
feel like her level of creativity and how long she stayed behind the scenes before she really came out the gate with her
right.
music is so inspiring. She's doing so much. She's building the aunties compound here in Atlanta. I can't wait because I'm definitely going to that studio. Um, they're gonna have a lot of different divisions there. She's just a businesswoman,
Yeah.
and even with her relationship being so respectable, her beautiful family, she's just an
Yeah.
all-around inspiration for me, and she taps into her emotions in a way that I'm looking to do.
Yeah.
So she
I
inspires me a lot.
I think she's very underrated.
Very.
I just I just think I don't know what it is. Well, I've heard it's because she just don't take no junk, and people
Right.
don't want to work with her, but she is super underrated. I love me some Tiana Taylor. You hear me?
Right.
All right. So is there anybody else like indie artist, someone who isn't as known that you've run into in these last 2 years that you would like to work with?
An indie artist. I met someone named Cleo at at George. She's from West Palm Beach,
Hey, that's my
right in
hometown.
Florida. I know she's amazing, and
Oh, we gotta get her on.
yes, I'll definitely send you her information. But yes, her anyone else, I honestly can't think of off the top of my head right now. But I'm open depending on what they really have going on because different people. bring different vibes, bring different levels of creativity. So
Hey,
as a creator, I'm more open than not open, you know?
I just want y'all to know Tanya say hotels, it's for the grown ladies.
It's for the grown
It's
ladies.
for the grown ladies.
Yes, it is.
All right, so dogs or cats?
Dog.
Dogs.
Neither for
Neither,
me.
neither actually, but if I had a choice, dogs.
Did you grow up with pets?
I did.
What about you,
Hmm.
Gemini?
Cats
I
and
grew
dogs.
up with pets. I absolutely loved dogs, cats, frogs, lizards, grasshoppers. Now, unless I needed them as a service pet, they can keep it moving.
Oh
Listen,
man.
Huh?
I'm the same way. Like that dog would be dead.
You wouldn't even
Okay.
take care of. Well, at
Oh
least you're
man.
honest, right?
Hey,
I'd be
instead
out
of
in
a
the
baby
forest playing
at the
with
firehouse, it'll
bugs.
be a dog.
All right. So here's one that you get a couple of seconds to think about. What is
Okay.
one word that describes your life today, right now?
Tremendous.
Ooh, that's awesome. Yes.
Good.
MJ?
Transparent.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think mine would be transitional.
Okay with the
That's
T.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a transitional phase in my life, and whew, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Life is like a box of chocolates. All right.
Mm.
So this next one, I was kind of, debating on whether I should say, because I know MJ's age, Gemini, I don't know your age, but I don't know if you want to reveal that, and you don't have to. So I'm just going to ask the question in general. How has living your dreams been for you in this stage of your life? So I asked that because for me, I always allowed age to be a factor.
Hmm.
And I had an artist, man, he let me have it here recently. And he said, whatever the mind thinketh, it's going to be. He said, that
Right.
is so real that it's unbelievable. So you're old then. If you think you're old, then you're old. If you think you're
Yes.
fat, you're fat. I'm like, no, I'm really a certain age and a certain size. So he was like, that's in the mind. And the
Right.
Mhm.
mind is so powerful. And he just, when I tell you, that man led into me and told me I was delusional. And if I thought I was going to be successful, if I kept thinking about the negative and allowing
Right.
these things to transform me out of what I'm supposed to be doing,
Oh.
I was like, whew.
Okay.
So, what has it been like for you ladies at this stage in your life with living your dream? Gemini?
Well, I'll definitely say, and I tell people all the time, I'm timeless. So
This girl is so
when
wise.
you live and you're so present, you realize how irrelevant counting time is because all you ever have is right now.
Yeah.
So this stage of my life, as far as my metamorphosis, living my dreams right now, is refreshing because in my past I squandered my time and my
Mm.
resources. I have all of
Mm.
this, but let me help you. Let me help you. No investment on my return. So
Mm.
this season is about giving it to me. Everything I have is
Right.
for me. I'll let my light lead the blind, not my
Amen.
resources, not my energy,
Come on,
not
girl.
my time, my light. But I have to be fully me so that they can see. You know, you trying
Right.
to open somebody's eyes and that's just too much. So honestly, for me now, it's refreshing because I get to see my resources do something versus just go out the window crossing my fingers hoping the person I'm trying to help wants to be helped, you know.
That's
Yeah.
So
good. That's
it's
good.
refreshing for sure.
All right, MJ.
Okay. Ask the question again.
How has living your dreams been for you in this stage of your life?
It's been amazing.
Mm.
It's been what's the word from Mary Poppins?
Mary Poppins.
That song, something something something. superalidocious.
Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Expialidocious, yes.
It is no word to describe it. That is so awesome.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It has been amazing. And I'll say just really in a short statement is because this last year, the years before, I was in my cocoon. So I was growing, I was learning, I was bumping, I was, getting my knees, scraped up and just different things like that. And this year, that's why my word has been transparency, because the freedom that I feel to truly be myself and to truly, you know, yeah, just be myself, just show who I am, not just for people, but for myself, and to live for myself, to breathe for myself, to sing for myself, to perform for myself, that everything that I am doing, number one, the source is God, but then I am the conduit.
Yes, yes,
Then I am the vessel that He's using. So it starts with me.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, you know, just like what Jim and I was saying, and I put this in my Instagram post today, because as I was meditating, the word came to me: you are not responsible for someone else's feelings or actions. You're not responsible for their thoughts, their feelings, or their actions. You're only responsible for yourself. And
Amen.
that set me free in so many ways. So it's like, yeah.
I just, every time I get ready to do a show, I ask God to show me, why the certain individuals have come to me, and why I choose them, or how they get to me, and what this is really about. And you ladies are teaching me something that people may not, really recognize about me is, um, just doing a podcast. People think you love to be in front of the camera, or you love to talk to people, and you love, now all of those things are true, but the point I'm trying to make is to sit down and to get here every Tuesday is very, very hard for me. But it's because I'm not filtering the way you ladies just said you filter, which means is I've given away everything all my life as well.
Right.
And now, what you guys have just said to me is really touched me, is I have to do this for me. I'm constantly thinking I'm doing this to help someone else.
Right.
But I think I have to start with I'm doing this for me.
Right.
And then I can effectively help someone else in the process. So you guys
Well,
just blessed me. Go ahead, MJ.
no, I was just going to say, because we have been taught that doing anything for ourselves is wrong.
Yeah.
That if we put ourselves first, that we are somehow sinning, that we are selfish.
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
in the, even in
Definitely.
the Bible, it says, love thy neighbor as thyself. So we look at that and we're taught, oh, love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
But who teaches love thyself?
No.
You have to, the last part is the first part.
Yep. That's
Love
good.
thyself.
That's good.
So if we don't do it for us first, if we don't heal first, if we don't get it first, then what are we giving to people? We're giving emptiness, we're giving bitterness, we're
You're gonna be in
giving,
a deficit.
right, we're in so we're not giving anything really.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
good.
nothing's been getting fulfilled.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To your point of what you posted, I posted something the other day, and it says you don't ever have to feel guilty about removing toxic people from your life. If a person constantly disregards your feelings, make you feel small, and always see themselves as the victim, then don't feel bad about letting them go.
Right.
And it's kind of ties into what you posted, MJ, what you said, Gemini, that you know, if you take that into consideration and take yourself into consideration, you will be living a very blessed life, your blessed life, not necessarily your
Right.
best life, but it would eventually get to your best life. I
Right.
think we
Right.
all have a version of what that looks like.
Right.
Like we all have a version of what success looks like. And in the industry, it can make it seem like it's money. So that leads me into my next question. For you guys, what does success and what you're doing look like?
For me, being whole, as long as I can create, I'm a creator. So even when I'm in the kitchen, I'm happy. When I'm making music, I'm happy. Success starts with me first. Anything else I do outside of me, and I'm also like a jack of all trades as well. So I started my self-love journey in 2019 where I started looking around and I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing this to me? Wait,
Mm,
wait, 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 wait. And I had to start utilizing self-love as my filter, not love for you and love for you and love for me. Yeah, I'm selfish because I'm myself
mm,
and you don't care.
I love
So
it.
for me, success is kind of just already here as far as I'm here, I'm whole, I'm present. No matter what I do, it's going to be success. Now, as far as creating music, what would I like to see come from that? Lots and lots of money, but also a huge platform where
Lots and lots of
I
money.
can reach a lot of people with my story, with my energy, with my essence. So, my goal is to build the largest platform possible so that I can impact the people and truly transmute the energy of the world. That's my goal.
That's mine too. That's
Yes.
That's
mine too. What
good.
about you, MJ? What does success look like for you?
Success to me is being complete and whole as a person, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, in every aspect of my life. And so that's success to me, to be able to whatever whatever stage of my life that I'm in, I am content, and that I know why I'm there, what I'm doing there, and I'm rocking it. Um, I'm walking through that process. As far as the music, breaking it down specifically, or just the arts, period. I think, what my goals are definitely to grow my brand on an international level, to travel the world, to tour, to take over those large stages and to work and be an inspiration for other people. I mean, just like you said, Tan, like you thought, oh, am I too old? Or have I started too late? And no, because age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
And it really isn't. It's all in our mind.
Yeah.
And so definitely taking over. I want to be that great songwriter. I want to be writing on major people's albums and, producing my own albums at the same time. So, yeah.
So, what advice do you ladies have for anybody that MJ, for you who's been at it for a long time, and Gemini for you, someone who's just getting started? So, y'all gonna give advice two different ways. MJ is gonna give your longevity in the industry, and Gemini, you're gonna say you just started. You said 2 years. Seriously, what advice do you have, MJ? You can go first.
I would definitely say work from the inside out.
Hmm.
And because if you're a mess on the inside, your career will be short lived. You
Mm.
know, it won't be long lasting. You won't have, or you'll get burnt out very quickly. So know who you are. That's why I say work from the inside out.
Uh-oh, we lost Miss Gemini, but that is the joy of live
Yes.
podcasting that I must insist upon doing. I hope she comes back because it's time for us to play her song. We've made it
Yes.
to the end of the broadcast. Well, we do have Tanya Bostic. She said we are talented queens. She loves it.
Hey, hi Tanya.
Um, let's see. Tanya said we got Tanya, and another Tanya on here tonight. Young ladies
Oh,
need to. I think she was referring back to the hotel. She said the young ladies need to be spoken to about that, and she's right. I do understand. You
yeah.
know, it's about explaining to them the realities of being that way. I get it. I totally
Right.
get
Yeah.
it.
That is a discussion.
Gemini, we lost you for a second there. You
You
back with
did,
us?
but I'm back.
She
I'm
back, y'all. All right. So you're gonna give advice for someone who's just getting into the industry, only been in there a couple of years. Go.
learn the business. Learn the business. Don't just want to get signed. Don't just want to get rich. You got to play chess, not checkers.
Yes.
Not
Because that's
checkers.
how a lot of people do get caught up with the, oh yeah, yeah, I'll help you, just come in the back room because you're just excited. So
Yeah.
like a puppy, you're excited, you'll eat anything, but a well-trained dog
Mm.
won't just get what's tossed over the gate. They're like, that's not my owner,
Mm.
that's not what I do.
Ooh,
So for me,
this
learning the
girl is
business
something smart,
and
ain't she?
operating
Mm-hmm.
myself as a business, getting my licenses together, even when you walk into a bank as a regular customer, you could be in the line for hours. Let a business owner walk in there. Oh, come to the back. We were waiting for you.
Mm.
People treat you
Mm.
differently when they can smell it on you that you handle your business. So
Right.
that would be my advice,
Mm-hmm.
is to learn the business that you want to be in.
So, MJ, let me recap. You're saying work inside out. That means just be the best you inside before you even try to put something out there.
Mhm.
And
Correct.
Gemini, you're saying learn the business.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, that is very good nuggets. Do you guys have any parting words before I play Gemini's new song? Y'all
No,
ready? All
I
right,
like to
so
say thank you to you for having me on the show for
Yes. Thank
sure.
you.
no problem, no problem. All right, so we're gonna play it. And MJ, since you don't have a song tonight, we're focusing on Gemini. I'm gonna
Okay.
because you've been in the industry for a while, let you give some feedback to Gemini since you are an artist, and I will give her feedback as a DJ. So you know we
Okay.
have two different minds there. All right, here we go.
Okay.
He always talking money, never got a cent. He always talking trapping, never touched a brick. He wanna screw me up, never got the whip. He all cap, that's a fact. He all cap, nigga, where your stats? Bad bitch Miami, kitty tastes like candy. Ass fat, no way, got it off my mammy. Broke shit don't relate to. Lame niggas in my review. They cap shit make me hate you. Stunting like
I
you a
like you too
bad.
bad.
Type of shit get a bitch mad. Stay in your lane, know a bitch bad. Type of bitch
Type
you
of
could
chick you
never
could
have.
never
Wanna
have.
take
Wanna
me out,
take me
girl,
out,
blow.
girl.
He
So
always
sad.
talking money, never got a cent. He always talking trapping, never touched a brick. He wanna scoop me up, never got the whip. He all cap, that's a fact. He all cap, nigga, where your stats? He all cap, that's a fact. He all cap, nigga, where your stats? They made me want to do that old school dance. That's a fact. He all cap, hey. Larry, he claimed he trapped in the valley. He was all in
Was
my
all in
face,
my face.
claiming he
Tell me
pushing the
pushing
race.
the
Couple
race.
meals in his safe. He said his truck full of weight. He
He
kept taking
lied.
my cake. This nigga all in my face. Now if you spending like
Then
you talking, then you speaking my language. You ain't spending what you talking, then you just get the walking. On that capping, how you trapping? He always talking money, never got
never
a
got a
cent.
chance.
He always talking trapping, never touched the bricks. He wanna scoop me up, never got the whip. He all cap, that's the fact. Okay, so let me stop this right quick because I'm so tickled. Hold on. That's a fact. He all cap, nigga, where your stats? He all
Y'all
cap,
cap.
that's a fact. All right, all right, all right. Now, first, you got to tell, a seasoned woman like me what the song means so I can make sure I got the right meaning of it.
Okay. So basically, right?
Uh huh.
Remember I was talking about all them dudes I dealt with in my past
Uh huh.
who talk a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna do this for you. Oh, just invest in me. I'm gonna help you start. Soon as my business get off the ground and you give me everything, I'm gonna take care of you. Lies they tell. They lie, lie, lie. And
Lie
then
like a rug.
in the end of it all, once they feel like, okay, I'm about to have to pay her back something or reciprocate, they find something to like put on you, some kind of lie or whatever, just so they don't have to fulfill their obligation or their promise.
Mm, mm.
So yeah, they be capping.
All right, MJ, what do you think about the song? You got to be honest.
I thought, it's very young for me, but this is something that like my nieces would listen to, my nieces and nephews. So it's that generation, it's the millennial generation. But the one thing I can relate to is the gonna run a chain.
Yeah.
Now
So she
since you
did
on
some
your
new
business,
school
did you
words with an old track.
did you
hmm
guys get permission to use that?
It's in the works.
Okay.
It's being handled.
That's
All right,
right.
girl.
She say no to
hmm
industry. She letting you know you got to get those copyrights, right?
Yes.
Right.
Is that what it's called? Copyrights
Yeah.
or permission to
No.
use it? What is
Permission.
permission?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get permission to lease the music.
So so for me, so you heard what recently happened to Chameleon with her song, right? Gemini.
No.
So her first song, and the reason why I'm sure MJ is saying this is because she's probably experienced it through other artists. Her first song, "Twerk for Me,"
hmm
had like 1 billion views on TikTok.
Right.
But the original person who made that track, because when she made that song, it was years ago. She never expected it to get big or hit big.
Right.
They snatched it away from her. It's not on any streams anymore, TikTok, YouTube, because she never got the permissions
Oh
in the
wow.
beginning before it went viral.
Yeah.
Basically, no made no money off of it or anything. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm partial because I'm from down south.
hmm
And I mean, I've gotten a good whooping listening to Luke,
Right.
Poison Clan, all of the above. So that's a song I think you need to hurry up and get the rights to because for
Right.
the summertime, I think it's going to
Yes.
be a hit.
Yeah, it
I really
definitely
do.
would be.
I
Because
really
I
do.
mean, and I would say because I hear my nieces when they talk, and they be like all like this with they boy, about the men in their life. So I could definitely, when I was listening to it, I was like, oh, I can hear her talking like that. I was thinking about conversations and stuff like that.
hmm
And to be honest, I know those guys, so we have to talk offline. I may can
Okay.
help expedite it for you. Like let them hear the song and see. I don't know how that works. MJ, you'll have to tell
Yeah.
me too how to even ask them for permission, to use the sample because I do know them. Not personally, but I know their DJ personally.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so ladies, we did it. It has been an hour and
Yay.
3 minutes already. Did that not go
Woo-hoo.
fast or what?
It
That went
did.
really
I
quickly.
enjoyed you, beautiful ladies.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you,
so
thank
much,
you.
Tan.
I enjoyed you
Gemini.
guys and the nuggets of wisdom that you've put into my life is unbelievable. I didn't expect it. It always, I have like 20 questions down. Never know which ones I'm going to pull from, but I always just wait until then. But you guys were phenomenal. And I hope the information that we provided, just one listener will change their lives forever.
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening to DJ Miss Tan, and we're out.